You know, I really don't like saying I told you so, but I told you so. I told you there would be no way that Ferrari would go away from the V12 and have the last V12 be a SUV. Here we have it, the replacement for the Ferrari 812 Superfast, the 12 Cilindri. Now, this car is amazing. Now, when I first seen it, and I know I've said now a couple times now, but when I first seen this car, I said, man, that's a really interesting fan mock-up, a render for a Ferrari. Kind of modern, kind of classic. And then I looked at the name and said, wait a minute. This is new. This is different. This is the next V12 Ferrari, isn't it? And my reaction was golden because I seen the silver version of it first, and I'm like, I don't really care for that style of car. And then I seen it in Ferrari red and said, yeah, that is the one, especially with the Daytona front end and what I like to call the Roma rear end. Now, let me get this thought out the way while it's still with me. This is easily the best looking modern GT Ferrari. Better looking than a Roma, better looking than an 812 Superfast, better looking than my favorite car, the Ferrari F12. Now, the rear end still leaves a lot to be desired. The modern Ferrari rear end is basically a hodgepodge of a mess, but it does fit this car. Now, you're probably wondering, shut up, Sean, what are the actual stats for this car? This car actually does have the same naturally aspirated engine from the Ferrari Competizione that makes 819 horsepower. So it's the same amount of horsepower. The torque is a little bit lower. And of course, the car weighs more because this isn't a lightened up competition car. This is going to be your everyday GT. Now, this car also has the modern interior, which is inspired or taken from the Parasengway. So we have a Parasengway S interior along with some of the Roma features that we've seen years ago in the Roma. This car is also the first Ferrari V12 that doesn't have an analog gauge cluster. It's kind of sad to see a car with such classic features lose one of the more classical elements. I would like to see more intangible physical clusters in a car like this. Now, while announcing this new V12 Ferrari, Ferrari has also announced that there will be a Spider version of this car. And this is indicative of modern Ferrari. They don't beat around the bush and make you wait for a newer version of the same car. They give it to you at the same time. They've done it with the SF90. I believe they've done it with the F8, the 296 GTB, and they've also done this with the Competizione and the Competizione Aperta. Now, I know you want to know, so let's talk about the cost. This car is going to be upwards of $425,000 for the coupe and $465,000 for the Spider, which makes the 12-cylinder more expensive than the 812 Superfast and GTS, but of course less expensive than the Competizione. And I know some people like to blame inflation for the rise in price for the new Ferrari, but when Ferrari releases new supercars or hypercars or anything of that nature, they tend to have the price higher than the last generation car. And that trend continues with 12-Cilindri. Now, I like to bring this video to a close. I know it's probably not the most detailed video I've done. I really haven't had any time to research this. That's why it's taken me so long. I've been working, and with work and getting older, you get tired and don't have as much energy as you used to, and that's what's going on with me. So if I find the time to do more research and bring more information about this to you, I will do that. But from now, if you like the video, like the video. If you dislike the video, dislike the video. If you want to see what I got planned next, come see what I got planned next. Got a lot of stuff for the channel. Really want you guys to be there with me. With that said, I'll catch you later.